everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be doing Batman, the Brave and the Bold, the video game. Take a look at this video game cover right here. Now, Batman, the Brave and the Bold, the video game, is based off the cartoon show of the same name, Batman, Brave and the Bold. So, now, the basic concept of Batman, Brave and the Bold, the cartoon, is that every episode Batman would team up with a different superhero from the DC universe to fight injustice, defeat evil, beat the shit out of crime, and show the world how badass Batman and his miscellaneous sidekick of the week is. Now, I personally like the cartoon show. I know a lot of people out there don't. And the real reason why people don't like the cartoon show is because it's a lighter-hearted version of Batman. Not dark, grim, and emo, cutting and slitting my wrist kind of Batman. It's more of a campy Batman, but it's still an enjoyable cartoon series. It's fun, it's witty, it showcases a lot of elements and a lot of heroes from the DC universe, and it's hard for any comic book fan not to enjoy it. So with that said, when I heard they were going to be doing a video game in this TV show, I was excited. For one, because it's being based off a TV show that I enjoy. Two, because it's the motherfucking Batman, and he's the man. So, will this video game live up to my expectations as being a good comic book and good Batman game, or will it turn out to be just a game for kids? Well, we'll have to see. Now, the basic concept of Batman, Brave and the Bold, the video game, is very similar to that of the cartoon show, in that there's 4 episodes in this game, and each episode is broken up into multiple levels. Now, in each episode, you get to choose to play as Batman or a different superhero from the DC universe. There's a total of 4 superheroes, 1 for each episode, that you can choose from. Now, you can play in 1 player or in 2 player. If you play as 1 player, then you're all set. You get to play as Batman. If you play as 2 player, you guys get to pick which characters you want to be. So basically, you're fighting with your friend over who gets to be Batman in this episode. Anyways, the characters that you get to pick from are Robin, Hawkman, Blue Beetle, and Guy Gardner, the Green Lantern. In addition to that, you also get stand-in superheroes. These are superheroes that come in and help you and give you an extra boost of damage to enemies that might be overcrowding you. These superheroes can range from Black Canary to Jay Garrick, Booster Gold to Hal Jordan, Shazam, Captain Marvel to Aquaman, and everything in between. The basic gameplay of this story is that it's a side-scrolling story which you just basically use the A button to attack, B button to jump. You can use different combos using the A and the B button. For example, you can launch someone up in the air, do a combo attack to them in the air, and then slam them to the ground. You also get miscellaneous weapons that you can choose using the pad button. Batman has more weapons than everyone else because he's the only character that transitions from every episode. So he's going to have items like his Batarang, his bombs, his metal knuckles, his beam sword that comes out of his belt, a jetpack, all these different miscellaneous items. Robin gets Batarang, a bow staff, and bombs. Guy Gardner gets different constructs and the ability to charge up his Green Lantern ring, which is kind of cool because he actually says the oath while doing it. Hawkman gets a spear, mace, and his wings, and Blue Beetle gets a bunch of miscellaneous guns. Now, these weapons can all be powered up and improved and do different special abilities using the money that you get for each enemy that you defeat. Now, you can also use the Wii Remote in this to do various different functions. For example, while up in the air, you can slam the Wii Remote down or move it down. I don't recommend slamming your Wii Remote, but you move the Wii Remote down and Batman or the corresponding hero does a slam attack. You can move it quickly to the side and you'll do a power punch or a power attack. When you do enough damage and get enough combo hits off on someone, you get a super attack, which you raise the Wii Remote and the nunchuck at the same time, and you dash across the screen and beat the shit out of anyone who decides to get in your way. Now, by pressing the 1 button, you get to call upon your stand-in superhero. And this superhero goes in and does damage to all the characters on the screen quickly and then disappears. And then you have to recharge and get that superhero back. An example of this would be Hal Jordan. You call him in, you shake the Wii Remote to power him up, and then he comes in and he shoots a beam laser out of his ring and basically annihilates everyone on the screen. Black Canary bitches and moans and does her little scream that she has. Red Tornado spins around and causes ridiculous damage. Green Arrow shoots all its arrows up in the air and it rains on everyone. Aquaman calls the sea and the ocean, and all of his means to defeat everyone. And of course, the best of them all, Booster Gold poses. Yes, instead of doing massive damage, Booster Gold poses, people take pictures of Booster Gold, and it defeats all the enemies. How fucking awesome is that? Okay, well, Skeet helps out by shooting a laser, but the fact of the matter remains is these stand-in superheroes can be a great asset when you're getting overrun by a bunch of villains. Now, let's move on to the graphics. The graphics of the game are going to be exactly what they're going to aim for, looking like the cartoon show. The great thing that they do in this game is they actually incorporate animation from the cartoon shows specifically for the game. Not from an episode, but actually specifically for the game. And this animation shows up at the beginning and the end of each episode to kind of tell the story. And they get all the voice actors for everyone from the TV show to participate in this game, which is also very nice. There's a lot of dialogue that gets thrown around back and forth while playing this game, and also little small cutscenes that aren't really aren't very animated, but they also have dialogue too. The animation looks exactly that of the cartoon show, and it really engulfs you into the cartoon show, which is nice. It makes you feel like you're in this world of the brave and the bold. Overall, let's start off with the good. Well, good thing is, one, the concept is great. A team-up game with Batman allows you to play as Batman, but also to play as other superheroes. And each of the superheroes are well-balanced and are very nicely done. I enjoy playing with each of them, specifically Hawkman. Batman was obviously the most fun because he gets the most gadgets and he's the most well-rounded, but Hawkman was a fucking brute. He just ripped and teared through everyone. It was ridiculous. But all the characters are good in their own specific ways. The humor is great in this. It's absolutely funny. The game has so many shout-outs to the DC universe, too. But some of my specifically favorite stuff is what Robin and Blue Beetle would say. At one point in the game, Blue Beetle actually says to Batman, "Hey, Batman, have you ever wondered on all of our adventures that we've gone on, it kind of feels like a video game, you know, hit this switch to open this door, backtrack to go here, go up here and fight this boss. I mean, doesn't it feel like a video game?" And it's all kind of funny. The villains are diverse. There's many of them. You'll go from fighting Catwoman to Catman, Gorilla Grodd to Starro, Mongrel all the way to Gentleman Ghost, and everything in between. And there's a bunch of enemies and different kind of enemies to fight from, which is also nice. I like the power upgrade system for the weapons, which is also pretty cool. Bad. Well, the only bad I can think about is there's not enough levels in this. Now, I played this alone, so I'm sure if there was more levels, I'd probably get sick of it quickly. However, if you're playing with this with a friend, you'll tear through this game real quickly. It would have been nice if they had maybe 2 or 3 more episodes in there that also allowed you to play with more superheroes. Which brings me to my other dilemma that I did not like about this game, is I would have had a different choice for the superheroes. Hawkman was fine, Blue Beetle was fine, even Green Lantern Guy Gardner was fine. But Robin I wouldn't have put in there. Not that I hate Robin, you guys all know how much I love Robin, just that we all know about Batman and Robin, the dynamic duo, the unstoppable force. Old chump. It would have been nice to have a different superhero in there that wasn't necessarily tied to the Batman family. Maybe someone like Aquaman or Booster Gold, who weren't stand-in heroes that could have actually been actual heroes in the game that you could have played with. But that's the only bad. Whether or not you should get it. Well, we all played Arkham Asylum. Let's just throw that out there. And it's hard not to play a Batman game without comparing it to Arkham Asylum because, well, Arkham Asylum was basically ecstasy mixed with cocaine, sugar, and sex. Arkham Asylum was absolutely a fantastic game. Comparing any other Batman game would just be unfair to it. The great thing about Batman Brave and the Bold is it goes in so far of a different direction that you can't compare it to Batman Arkham Asylum. It's a fun game, and it's a game that can hold you over until Batman Arkham City, Arkham Asylum 2, comes out. And that's basically why I got this, is this was to hold me over until Batman Arkham Asylum 2. And it did a good job of that. It was an enjoyable game, it had great gameplay, it had great humor, and they put a lot of effort into this game. It could have been a little bit longer, but, you know, it's a fun game that you can just play with your friends. And the great thing about this is it's cheap. You can get this for like $30 new. I recommend this to all Batman fans who are looking to buy a Batman game to hold you over for Arkham Asylum, or even a DC Universe fan in general. I don't necessarily recommend this to a hardcore gamer or a gamer that's not interested in comic book games, because you're not going to appreciate it. So if you're not interested in comic book games, then you should probably avoid this. But if you are interested in comic book games, and if you want a good comic book game, hold you over until you get the next badass Batman game, or any badass DC or even Marvel game that might be coming out, Batman Brave and the Bold video game can do this. It's fun, it's witty, and it's a good game to play with your friends. It's just, don't blame me for any injuries that occur when you guys fight over who gets to play as Batman. It's not my fault, okay? So with that said, Batman Brave and the Bold. If I had to give it a rating, I'd give it a solid B. It was a fun game, and I recommend it. This is Andrew saying, peace out for now.